everyone. Welcome to the 30-Day Photo Challenge, April 2021 edition. My name is Elsie Kibue. I'm a Kenyan photographer based in the UK. So for the whole month of April, I'll be sharing with you photo stories from BIPOC Women Photographers. And we have one with us now. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, thank you so much for having me here. I am Lynsey Weatherspoon. I am an American-based commercial, editorial, and portrait photographer. And I'm just so delighted to be here to share some of the work that I've done.
Thank you so much for joining us.
So as I said, that I am primarily in the editorial, commercial, and portrait field. And so a lot of the work really takes me around the southeast of the United States. So that area comprises of the South, whether that's going to be within the rural South or within city life that most people know. So I've done some work for the New York Times, NPR, which is National Public Radio. I've also done some work for USA Today, Vanity Fair, and everybody in between. So let me just share a few of the photos that I've actually made. This photo is of Isabel Wilkerson. She is a Pulitzer Prize winning author that I had the opportunity to meet and photograph for Vanity Fair. Such an eloquent and extremely smart and talented Black woman that I got the opportunity just to spend a little bit of time with to take a portrait of. This was part of Vanity Fair's pretty much like their Black history or one of their biggest issues for 2020. And this was thankfully on a full page spread. So my first time ever photographing for them, and then to see it in print was, very rewarding because again, this is somebody I never saw myself shooting for, but thankful for that opportunity.
Mhm.
This next photo is of Brian Stevenson. He is pretty, I gotta put this, he is a large name when it comes to criminal justice for Black men. And he created what's known as the Equal Justice Initiative, and is located in Montgomery, Alabama. So I photographed Mr. Stevenson for NPR, and it was also a great moment to meet him, just to learn about his mind around how to cultivate a better and more human-centered idea of how to pretty much help people who have been in prison, who have been in jail for a long time for committing crimes that they did not commit. So these are people that he's actually, testifying for and supporting. So it's always a great honor to meet people who are doing, that kind of work. I also had the chance to photograph Stacey Abrams. She is definitely a household name. So I photographed her for an American magazine called Bust Magazine. It's pretty much all feminist information within that magazine. So it was also great to meet her, and especially with her being here in Georgia and having that connection was also great. And the last photo I'm going to show you all is Martin Luther King III. He is the son of Martin Luther King Jr. So again, having the opportunity to be in the proximity of such historic people and listening to just, a tenth of the stories that they have about their family members or about themselves, I don't take it lightly. So having the opportunity to meet people like this has definitely pushed me to be a better person when it comes to social justice and just being a better human for all mankind. Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much
Thank
for
you.
sharing with us your work and your portraiture. And I love the way you shoot them in different styles. Is it like a conscious decision to do that, or is just the way the mood takes you?
It's pretty much the way the mood takes me. I mean, sometimes I have some creative direction from an editor, and sometimes I may honestly throw that out and just put my own taste into it or put my own twist into it. So it really just depends. We as photographers, we do have a completely different eye. We see things that other people don't. So we have that opportunity to make our own creativity shine while also getting what, an editor or an assignment editor may ask for. So yeah, sometimes it's conscious and sometimes it's subconscious. And also sometimes I don't notice it until after.
Yeah.
Like it may be until it's printed, like, oh, I didn't even notice that, but hey, it worked out. So that's how it usually ends up.
Happy accidents, right?
Yes, exactly.
No, as in these photographs you've showed us, like these are high key people, like profiles, right? How long does a session last with most of them?
Yeah, so I was fortunate enough to have, I want to say maybe 2 hours with Isabel Wilkerson. That's mainly because we had two different setups. So I had an assistant with me, and we got there a few hours early just to make sure things were intact. So that way we wouldn't, have too much time in between. With Brian Stevenson, I want to say maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and even that's long.
Yeah.
With Martin Luther King III, we had a good bit of time with him because I was working with a reporter and also filmed an interview with him. So once we were done with that, then I took photos of him. And who else did I show? I showed Stacey Abrams. I had a couple of hours with her just because we had to have different setups. Right. But yeah, it's pretty rare for that to happen. Yeah. Very rare. Very rare.
Like you said, your shortest time was 15 minutes, and that's quite a long time because most in the industry, I hear people get 2 minutes, 5 minutes, they're like in and out.
Yeah.
So you're very lucky to even have 15 minutes with one person, right?
Exactly. And I'm always conscious of time because, as you said, these are high profile people who are still on the job while we're, making photographs of them. So I'm conscious of where I'm going to take their photo before they get there. And if it doesn't work, we move to the next thing and we're done. So I've gotten accustomed to working efficiently, but also making it quick. So,
yeah. How do you find yourself navigating as a Black woman, like photographing around America? How do you feel about that?
It can be rewarding, and it also can feel like a trap. And what I mean by that is, with me being not only, Black, female, queer, I do a majority of my work in the South. South of the American South. So with that history tied to it, it can make it feel a little difficult to try to navigate spaces that I would truly want to walk in. But I'm always conscious of who I am and what I am before I walk into a scenario. Just because, I don't want to say that it's dangerous, but you just have to definitely be cautious of the areas that you're in because of your presence.
Yeah. Well, wow. Well,
I don't even know. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
I certainly know what you mean. Yeah. I find myself, because I shoot sports sometimes, and I feel sometimes the same way. Because I can be in that space and I feel awkward. I'm like, do I have the right lens?
Yes.
Am I doing the right job? Am I sitting in the right spot? I'm like feeling so awkward. And then I'm like, you need to stop. You're here. You're in the space. Just focus.
Exactly.
Enjoy the moment because you don't know how long it's gonna last anyway.
Yeah, it's
just
so true.
Yeah.
So true. And I'm often, this happens very often, especially when I come to places like Alabama, or I may go to South Carolina or North Carolina. It never fails that if I'm not always the only Black person, I'm always the only Black woman. So in a sea of photographers, I stick out, and it's like, hello. So it's the rewarding part of it is that there's presence.
Right.
The not so rewarding part of it is like I'm alone.
Yeah.
So even I was shooting an assignment yesterday, and there were three different photographers there, 3 different crews. We're all doing 3 different things, but again, the only Black person, the only Black woman that's covering this whole story. Right. So I appreciate it, but I would love to see more and more of us doing the same thing that I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the perfect place to end on, because we need more of us out there. And this is why, like I said, I'm doing this, because hearing these stories will probably touch someone and motivate them to just go out and do the work and be present and be visible, because we are needed. Yeah, instead of hiding. So needed.
Yeah. So we have the skill, we have it. We just need to make sure that we keep showing our presence to let other Black women, Black non-binary, Black trans, however you categorize yourself and see yourself as, you need to see yourself out there with the rest of us. So I'm waiting for the day. It's coming and I see it. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Yeah, aren't we all? And Polly is also doing an amazing job with
she definitely is.
Photographers, So yeah. Anyway, now we're going to do the fire question round. I thought this would be a fun way to ask quick photography questions. So just pick the first thing that comes to mind. So are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Fixed lens or telephoto?
Fixed.
Lightroom or Photoshop?
Lightroom all day.
Color or black and white?
Black and white.
DSLR or mirrorless?
DSLR.
And last but not least, film or digital?
I knew it was coming. Okay, I know I have to choose one, but I want to say both. So digital because it's quick, film because it's calming.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect answer, actually. How do Thank you so much, Lynsey, for sharing your amazing work with us. I'm in fits of giggles at the moment. Okay, thank you so much, Lynsey, for sharing with us your amazing work. So please be sure to follow Lynsey. I'll leave all our details in the description bar below. So until next time, see you later.
Bye.